born in South Africa. I grew up in Namibia. For the first 6 years of my life, we lived in a caravan in the desert. I studied fine art in Pretoria, and I worked as a waitress for many years, and I painted murals for restaurants, and slowly but surely I started on my career as an artist. We traveled to various African countries, and then I went to Egypt on a pilgrimage, and then I came to Greece, and I met my husband at a rainbow gathering. When I met my husband, I fell in love immediately, and I knew that I would marry him, and I knew that my life would be very, very difficult. I knew it the first second that I saw him. The first 2 years of living in Greece was really difficult for me because I had a newborn baby and I didn't really have help and support, and I found motherhood so difficult and I couldn't find anyone to talk to. In the beginning I didn't understand the language at all, and I bought a book. I learned to speak Greek slowly but surely, because out of necessity, because I didn't have another choice. It took me many, many years to understand the culture, and to be honest, I still don't understand the culture. I have a lot of problems with the religion. You know, I think that I'm very tolerant to the beliefs of others, but I have found that people have not been very tolerant to me, towards me. There's a lot of rules and restrictions in my life because of this religion. It's a lot of ritual. You know, you have to baptize your children, and you have to wear a cross, and you have to go to church. There's a lot of rules. It's very difficult to ignore it. Our shop is called Roots and Wings because the Greek culture is all about roots, and my culture is all about wings. It's about, you know, letting your children fly, not about cutting their wings and clipping their wings and keeping them down. The whole process made me feel as if my wings had been clipped as a person, and it has been difficult, but it's much better now. I think after a few years you do start to assimilate. I've never paid taxes. I've always worked black, not by choice, but because the system just makes it almost impossible for you to do anything legally and properly in this country. I'm also an English teacher, and even I know a lot of people that are also English teachers, and it's very, very difficult to do things the proper way. I like the idea of contributing to the government. I like the idea of working legally. It's not that I want to work illegally. It's very difficult for me to work legally, though. In the end, after many years of feeling really lonely and misunderstood, I made friends with different women, not just Greek women, but foreign women as well. And I think that's really what saved me, was just to know that there are other women in a similar position and that feel the same way and that face the same problems. But I have to say that I've also made some great Greek friends. It's not that I only have foreign friends, it's just that I seem to connect easier with foreign women than with Greeks. We have some German girls in our group and French girls. We have a Serbian girl and some other South African girls as well. We get together once a week, we have a coffee. In the beginning, these friendships were based on complaining. The only thing we ever did in the beginning was get together and just complain and just share how difficult it was for us to understand this culture and how intolerant we felt that the people were, and how it brought up our issues of tolerance, because it goes both ways. You know, you have to also accept the culture. It's not just about the culture accepting you. Our group of friends are mostly foreign girls. We do have a few Greek girls in our group, but they've either lived overseas for many, many years, or they're highly educated. They have a different way of thinking. When you complain about the state of things, or you try and express the difficulties that you have in a new country, I think when you speak to the natives of that country, they often get offended because people don't like hearing criticism of themselves or their way of life. It's very difficult for them to understand what it feels like to be a foreigner. Yes, I don't think people are really interested in what foreigners can offer. I think they're more interested in sharing what they can offer, and Greece can offer a lot. Greece has taught me a lot. I've learned so much in this country about so many different things, but there's a general disinterest in anything from outside of the country. It's 2012. We live in a time when people are flying all over the world. There's no reason for separation anymore. There's no reason for sort of nationalistic claims and religious claims to come between people. The internet saved my life because I can now speak to all my friends, I can speak to my family, and I don't feel so lonely and lost anymore because I can find other people that are in similar situations, and general things like Facebook and Skype has really changed my life because I'm communicating with like-minded people every day now, which is really nice. Yes, I have felt often that I needed help, especially in the beginning. I felt that I needed a psychologist, actually. I felt that I was going crazy and I needed someone to help me. It was very difficult for me to learn to stand up for myself and say, I hear what you say, but I don't like it or I disagree. But I do stand up for myself now, and I do say what I believe in. I think people can see the results when they look at my children because they've been brought up differently. I think my children are great.